So here is a pretty interesting set of speakers. And unlike the last two set of speakers that we had out here, which were the Polk Audio T15s and the Paradigm Atom V2 speakers, which were passive, meaning they had to be hooked up to a receiver to make any sound. These are active speakers, which means they have their own amplifier or sort of receiver inside of them, though they don't have a tuner, so it can't be considered a receiver. And these are an interesting red color. They do not have a front grille, although I do wish they did because, I mean, the woofer could get kicked in, and that's one of my things with these. I've also had the tweeter grill fall off. This tweeter has a little blemish on it, but it doesn't affect the sound to my ears. This is the right speaker and this is the left speaker, so I have them set up correctly. Sometimes, because it's a little bit confusing, so sometimes the powered side, which is this one, is on the left, and sometimes it's on the right. I've had these both ways, but this is the correct way. They have an iPod dock on the top, but unfortunately it is the old style iPod dock with the long part that plugs in, so that won't work with any new iPods. Or, well, all iPods are old nowadays, but they won't work with any of the newer models. Now let's hear how these sound. I may have actually not said the model of these. These are the Aktimate Mini. And one more thing about them that I've noticed by looking at them and looking at another speaker, that these are quite a bit based off the Audioengine A5 loudspeaker, which looks a lot like this and has a very similar knob and LEDs on the left speaker. So, enough talking, let's hear how these sound. So that's how they sound. They sound pretty good, and I'm honestly gonna say the last speakers I tested, the Paradigm Atom V2, these are probably my only speakers that come close to sounding as good. In fact, they're close to being a tie with the Paradigms, but they have different uses, of course, which is why I like the Paradigms better. I can hook them up in more places. These are powered speakers with their own individual amps, which means they're less configurable. You can only play the two speakers in stereo. You can't hook these up to as much. I mean, you can actually hook them up to more things, but I just like the receiver to speakers option better. So that's these Aktimate self-powered loudspeakers. The minis, of course, they actually make larger ones, which is quite a surprise to me. And like and subscribe, and see you next time.